Hello, Hollydale students. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about recycling. So I'm going to talk about different categories of recycling. First, I've got the papers. You can see here, got mail, all kinds of different paper. And then I will be talking about metals and plastic. The first category is paper. Now, paper takes on different forms. You've got your regular mail, you've got boxes. Here you see a seltzer water box, and then some coupons. Then here are some cartons that you might find in your refrigerator. Now they might feel a little bit harder, not like regular plastic or paper, but they are special. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then here I've got freezer waffles and then tissue. So not everything on this table is recyclable. And which ones are and which ones aren't might surprise you. First category, you've got your regular papers. So regular paper is fine to recycle. You know, your coupons, newspaper, anything that's kind of like that is fine to recycle. This one, you know, envelopes. Some envelopes you get might have this little plastic here. Now that plastic is fine to recycle actually. The processing will remove that. Where things start to get tricky is in these areas. So this is all stuff that you'll find in your refrigerator or your freezer. First I'm gonna talk about, we'll talk about the freezer stuff. So this is where you might get confused because you look at this, feels like a regular box, it tears like a regular box. There's actually something different about this. So anything that goes in the freezer is actually built with something called wet strength. Because in the freezer, there's a lot of moisture, and then along with the frozen temperatures, it can cause regular paper to tear and fall apart. So they actually blend the paper with a type of plastic to keep it from falling apart in your freezer. But for that reason, when it goes through the recycling facilities, they actually can't process it. So if it goes in your freezer, it goes in the garbage. This includes things like frozen pizza boxes, any type of frozen meal that is wrapped in this type of cardboard. It goes in the garbage. So remember, freezer, garbage. And then we have these two. So these two go in the refrigerator. Now, if it goes in the refrigerator, it can actually be recycled. Now, I know this feels different too. But this is actually layered in a way that they can remove the paper from the plasticky coating that is on it. So remember, refrigerator, recycle. So they both start with the re, makes it a little bit easier to remember. Refrigerator, recycle. So anything that's paper, that's a carton, you just gotta give it a nice little rinse out, and then it can be recycled. Then we have some special categories. Things like tissue or toilet paper. I mean, this one's clean, but either way, has to be thrown in the trash. So any napkins, any type of paper like that needs to be thrown in the garbage. Pizza boxes are another special one. Pizza boxes that you might get from maybe like a Domino's or a Pizza Hut, that's also garbage because it has food on it. And if it has food in the paper, it'll go rotten and it'll ruin a lot of the other recyclables. So those have to be thrown away too. McDonald's cups, I don't have any of those for an example, but if you have like a McDonald's cup or a fast food cup that feels papery, those also have to be thrown in the garbage because they're made a lot like this one so that they don't fall apart when they're wet, but that also means that we have to throw them away. So that covers paper. And if you have any further questions, go ahead and post them on the Facebook and I can answer them for you. Any other questions about paper? Now we're going to talk about the next category, which is metals.